Hey guys, happy Sunday. We are in the gardens today. No Bubba. So I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of what we're up to. I got this iron sulfite to help with the hibiscus plants. Because I've tried the azalea, I've tried the hibiscus food, and I just needed some kind of extra boost of something that it was missing. I've tried organic Miracle-Gro, and so now we have, I think I added about almost a tablespoon to each giant pot here, and these had, I don't know, like 30 blooms on it the other day, and then so each day we've been getting more and more blooms on our hibiscus, and they look really healthy now, so that was really cool. And then we saw a video on Central Texas Gardener, and a couple wanted their, they wanted more of a shady area, I guess, or they had a shady area, and they were trying to make their plants pop a little bit more. And so what they did with their concrete blocks is what I have over here, is they patinaed them. And so originally they were, I'll get the fig tree. So originally they were, you know, concrete colored, and we're going to leave these ones concrete colored. So this is originally what they were looking like new, and then this is them with the patina on. I don't even know if you can see it down here. So I had some plants that had it in it, and it made little like patinas on it. Wayland was cracking up this morning, and he's like, "Oh, that's like what the couple did on Central Texas Gardener." So instead of it leaving the little circle spots that I had on there, and it got this beautiful rust color here too, I've put, this is my second coat. That's my second coat on here. So what I did is I took this iron sulfite and I took one of these, and then I filled my 1.5 pound or 24 ounce daisy cup to the blue line. So I did one scoop, and then I filled it to water, and I stirred it each time, and I painted it all over our bricks. And then it was kind of yellow and splotchy because the iron sulfite seemed to have just, I don't know, soaked in different areas. So I did this is my second coat, and this time I put 2 scoops of that and filled it to my blue daisy line. Stirred it around. I had gloves on, it'll stain. And so I put the second coat on, and I may do a third coat with 2 more scoops. We're going to let it soak in and see what it looks like. So it looks really cool and kind of old worldy, and I thought it was just really neat. I thought I'd share it in the process. So this is the other process we have going on here. I don't know if y'all can see. Is this our little eating area that we haven't finished, but we're putting in a pathway and pea gravel, and then we moved all the pots and stuff here. So we've got pots along here, our wood stacked, and we've got, this is going to be a basil garden with loofah, sunflowers, all kinds of wildflowers that we put a whole bunch of seed down in here. And we're still cleaning all this up. But we moved our water totes, all of them over here, and Wayland, I think, has them hooked up pretty much now. Here's a little gravity-fed water feeder for the pet. Here's our Toro timer for our low-pressure system. We also took out, this area right here was our compost bins. And so I had 2 big pallets over here of compost. And so it's been there for 3 years. We are always in a kind of a drought, so watering it and turning it was too much of a hassle. And it broke down, but it didn't break down as fast as I would like. So we actually have, we're getting rid of this, but we're gonna still have cleanup to do. So we're moving that, but we got this tub here that we had for rain catchment, and we put all of our compost in here, and then we're going to do a little fencing around it and plant in there. So we put all that compost in there, we tilled it all, in the gardens here. And here's our purslane and flower beds. Here's our hibiscus and citronella and our barbecue pit. And there's our porch swing. Got some more things we're finishing off down here. And collards and dandelions. And this is actually our strawberry bed with some strawberries in there. And then I was finishing off this pathway here to the chicken coop. And then we've got another one where we upcycled some stones from someone to put around our fig tree. But here's the pathway. There'll be tomato plants in here soon. We've got kale, kohlrabi, lettuce, collards. These are all of our tomato plants in here that I started. So these are actually hula beds. And we fill them with leaves and compost. And then we put happy compost and some garden dirt. And I got my seedlings. So those are our husky red tomatoes. And I keep filling this up. And I didn't get a chance to grow them tall enough to plant the tomato plants deeply like I like to. So we didn't fill these up all the way. And so I'm going to keep pinching off the sides and keep filling this up a little bit more so it gets planted really deep and roots well. But we've got some here. This one, the birds, I don't know. They ate it. I don't know if it's going to make it. So there's eggshells in there. Coffee grinds, Epsom salt. Compost, chicken compost. Good stuff. So that's all in there. And what was it? We moved the rain catchment, but we've got 1, 2, 3 big blooms of bananas that made it through that cold snap that we had. And we've got our moringa tree over here. And oh, that looks pretty cool. I'm excited about the patina. Just a different kind of look. So we come back here, and this is where we put our hibiscus. There's another one that has the white with the red, and then that'll make purple figs. And then we had this mother-in-law plant down here. And then finishing this off, we moved this tower over here. So we have rain catchment that comes in off of the roof here. And we have it on the other side of the roof. And then it comes down here and all funnels into this 300 gallon. And then Wayland has it set up so that it pipes down here. And it goes down along there towards the back. And it all fills up all of those 4 255 gallon water totes. So all that rainwater then also is hooked up to our drip lines. And we'll have usually, there's one here, there'll be another row here, which we pulled up. Our red onions. And then here's our beets down here. So, and we've got carrots. They're not ready yet. We've got a late start. We've got more ice cream banana trees back here with our compost. Another pallet that needs to say bye-bye. Put it to the dump, I guess. And here's our chicken mamas. What's up, mummies? Boop, 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 boop. There's their chillu. And then I'll show you guys back here what we did. Anyways, this is what we did also this past week or so, was we enclosed off a coop run. PVC piping and connection and wood, and then we took this garden, it's a thicker, I forget what it's called. It's like a garden fencing. It's like 12. Ow! You're pecking at my tootsies. And so we did cable ties. Hey, Mama, you silly goose! You're pecking at my tootsies. They are not food. And then we closed it off back there. So they're super duper happy. And then they won't get stuck on the other side of the garage where we had another run for them, but I can't get to them or see them back there. So, and we have neighbors with dogs that have dug a little bit, and then our chickens dig a little bit. So we just decided it's better to push that run back. Eventually we'll expand that a little bit to the cow. And we have storage space on the other side of the garage for just other things that we get to and do. I guess that's it in the backyard. So, show you. I don't know if I've done a video, a front video. Terrible at that. Alright, so we're moving on to the front. And I finally know the name of that plant someone gave me. So we've got our herb garden down along here with peppermint and some pak choi, and I forget what else. I think I stuck chives in there. This is parsley, I think. Parsley. And we've got basil. And more basil. I gotta get some chives, thyme, rosemary. This is my Greek oregano. And we've got chocolate mint, lavender, just some different flowers. But this right here is, hey Catherine, morning. Someone gave me this beautiful succulent, and it's a Hawaiian succulent where it's called Hoya. And so it'll make this trellising thing, and it makes these really pretty leaves, and it's super easy to take care of. And then there's going to be, we were looking for them. It's starting like these little buds here, and so it will make these blooms that look like cherry blossoms. Hey Sandy. So we'll have cherry blossom looking flowers on this succulent, and I just put some compost, sandy soil, and peat moss in here. She said it doesn't need much of anything, just maybe some like hibiscus kind of food every once in a while, and just it'll do really good. It just does on its own. So I'm excited for that. But we've got our Plumeria here. It dropped all its leaves, so I hope it's okay. I've never had one before, so I think it's everybody else's is dropping its leaves, so I hope it's going to be okay. But I trimmed off here our tomato plants. We've got some different ones here. We've got Roma, Moneymaker. I still got to do a little bit more trimming probably to anything that got affected by the cold. But you saw how I wrapped it, so I'll get my scissors and snip. We got some little on here, tomatoes on here, and I put more coffee grinds, Epsom salt, compost. I gotta drag some more compost to the front, but we got our aloe vera starting to bloom, and the cold front got one of my tomato seedlings here, but it's a German pink one. It's supposed to be an heirloom one, so I got a little baby seedling in here. I'm putting it like a little greenhouse or whatever. But we got, I think these are Moneymaker, because they don't look like Roma, and they've been really sweet. And I got them from M.I. Gardner, and they were really good. So they haven't been super big yet, but I'm going to add some more compost and top these off a little bit more. So I got some work to do in the garden. So over here we got another German pink tomato heirloom. We've got some Nasturtiums. These are edibles, so you can just, I guess people put them on cupcakes or something. They taste kind of cucumbery with a hint of like spicy pepper. I don't know. They're a little spicy. I can't see how that's on a dessert, but they actually are good. And then we planted Grapevine here, and we'll figure out how to trellis it up on the fence line. But it'll make the purple grapes, the edible purple grapes. And then this is our artichoke. This is our bleeding hearts. And then hopefully our Rose of Sharon will start putting on some more foliage and purple blooms. And then this is our Double Delight rose bush. So it hasn't put any blooms on yet. And then I've got my pineapple plant over here, which I moved it because of the cold front. But I think this year we'll get a pineapple. We've got our ruby red grapefruit here. So I really do need to repot this, but we're looking to get a bigger pot for it. It just needs to be redone because this was originally for succulents, and that's not the mix that I need for citrus. I need something that doesn't drain so fast because I water this a lot more frequently because of what I did. So I gotta fix that. And then we've got our red onions down here, and this is our Meyer lemon tree, which has some lots of little blooms on it everywhere, tons of them. So we already harvested that. And then we trimmed back the pomegranate. This is a pomegranate wonderful. So it's self-pollinating. So this self-pollinates. You don't need a second tree. And since we are limited on space, we need stuff that self-pollinates. So I chopped off about 3 feet off already and trimmed up the sides. And these, I think there's some kind of nutrient deficiency going on, or it might just be because it's fall and we're turning into spring and these will come off, and it's putting on really good new foliage, so I'm not too worried about it. I think it was because of the drought. I did just fertilize it with some fish emulsion, and there's a spider. And then I've got to put some more compost around here with our red onions. So here is spider. Here's our key lime. So this was, I think, 2 years old now, and it's huge. It was like a little plant, just a little tiny plant, and I got it at Home Depot, and it's got all kinds of this new, crazy new growth on it, and there's blossoms. There's some right here. So there's some, it starts with a little flower, and then it makes like this little, so these will be golf ball size key limes, so these are really good for mixed drinks. Your fish, limeade. I love limeade with dates. Just a couple of dates and some limes and ice is really refreshing. And so I fertilized this too. This is our Joey avocado. And this was getting very yellow too. So these needed a little bit of that iron sulfate I was talking about earlier that I was patinaing the bricks with in the back. So same with the Meyer lemon. It just needed something. This is our fourth year here with the trees. So it needed a little extra something nutrient that I was missing. So all the new foliage that's coming on is looking really good. And all of these flowers are supposed to be avocados. So if I water it enough this year, because this needs a lot of water, hopefully we'll have lots of avocados on this tree. So it makes a nice medium-sized avocado with a smooth skin. I had 3 on it the first year. We haven't had any since because the winds have been so strong here. They knock all of our blossoms off, and I think the tree wasn't strong enough, and I don't think I watered it enough. So we've been watering it a little extra. At least 6 to 8 gallons a week is what it's been needing. And that's being a little bit on the cautious side because we have only so much water we can use. And we got more red onions down here. So that's what's going on in the gardens. We didn't lose too many things, and I've got some seedlings started in the back again. So I'm trying to get more tomato plants going because that's what everybody wants. We've got some cabbages left if anybody wants any. There's like 5 heads left. Somebody messaged me, but they never came. If you make sauerkraut or whatever, kimchi, we've got these beautiful purple cabbages, which are like 5 left. And so just trying to get the garden ready and get seedlings started for springtime is what we're up to, and clean up. And then our garden area, we actually didn't buy that much new stuff. We literally just move things around. It blows my mind because we spent like the past week moving everything, and we had like 2 water to water 55 gallons here, but we moved one to another area, and then this one pipes under and feeds that water bed with the Swiss chard by gravity fed. So eventually the plan is to have our seating area blocked off, pebbled out, that finished patinaing before I do any of this. Build some chairs. But we had all this stuff here. We had it all here, just in different places. So we're just moving it to make a pathway. Here's our potager area. Here's our camping Texas barbecue. We cook brisket out here and hamburgers and stuff. And then our rain catchment, which we're moving stuff around. But we moved all of our cinder blocks over here. And so this is a gravity fed system as well. It was twice as high on the other side. But Wayland said it'll still work if we just run as high. So that's what we're up to. We gotta take some stuff to the dump. And hopefully I can get some more flowers going in here. It's kind of a shady area, so vegetables don't grow well, but flowers do. And then we just have lots of different things we're doing. This is a pepper plant. I think Aislinn said it was a cayenne pepper, and I have to wait for them to turn red because they taste more like bell peppers right now. So they're not super hot. So we're gonna try. There's some strawberries. So we're gonna try some other pepper plants. This is kind of our southwest whatever. It's a tiny greenhouse, but it works. Oh, I need 2 hands. So, not a whole lot going on in here. We just have tomatoes, started, chives, watermelon, sweet baby watermelons, different flowers, jalapeno, black crim. There's some zucchini seeds I started in there. What else? Oh, this is a Hungarian wax pepper, and I think there's more husky tomato plants. So these will make, the husky tomato plants will be in these molasses tubs, which are hugel beds. They'll be about 4 feet tall. They're more of a patio. It'll only be about 4 feet tall by maybe 2 to 3 feet wide, I guess. So I'm not sure how we're going to stake them. We don't have any holes in these pots. I know someone's going to ask me. There's no holes in these molasses tubs. And we're experimenting, since we did it as a hugel bed with oak leaves and compost to here, and then some happy compost, and then garden soil and more compost and things like that with our Epsom salts and coffee grains and eggshells. So it wicks up. So when it needs water, we water it, and it wicks up. We're so dry here, and we're in another drought again, it looks like, this year, really bad. So we just haven't had any rain. So we need to hold on to the moisture and not have it escape anywhere. And these hold the moisture, and the roots go deep, but they don't drown. So we did do that over in here with our pak choi, but we have, we weren't sure how it was going to work out when we first started, so we do have some little, what are they, like 3/8 inch hole, 1 inch holes that we drilled along the side about 3 inches up, just in case there was too much rain and it would be able to drain, because we have them covered by this, this was somebody's pond. So, and then we put terracotta up on bricks and stuff in here. My tomato plant died. So sad. So, we haven't had any issues with plants drowning. They get plenty of moisture, and I've never had enough rain yet so far where it was coming out of the holes. So we might not have needed to put holes in them. So you guys, if you want to try that, experiment in your area or where you're living and see how that goes. So that's pretty much it. We've got some survivor spinach, and the lettuces are starting to go to seed and get bitter, so time to give it to the chickens. Time for chicken food. More butter crunch lettuces. It wasn't cold enough this year for kohlrabi, they're not making like heads. So I have kohlrabi like greens, so I might just eat the greens. And that's what we're up to. That's what we're in the middle of. Finishing up, working on. And thanks, Catherine. It's kind of a small place, so it's 8,000 square feet. And then we've got a double garage, and then we have a house that's 1,000 square feet. So I'm thinking we have, what, maybe 4,000 square feet of gardening space, maybe? Not even? Not even. Maybe like... How much?
16 by 16 maybe.
I don't know, I haven't figured out the spacing, but it's a small space. So... So that's about a 400 square foot garden, and then plus the pots. I don't know what we have going on here. It's limited space, so we've tried to figure it out efficiently and figure out what would work, what wouldn't work. And rain catchment was a big part of that. We had also, the reason why these are super duper tall, I don't even know if you can tell, they're like 30 feet tall, ice cream banana trees. We dumped a ton of rabbit poop. Organic rabbit poop in this small area, and they took off. They took off like crazy, and so everything's been doing really good. So we were really blessed to have some friends that raise rabbits for meat, and we just went and got like a truckload of rabbit poop. It was awesome. We put it everywhere. So if you have rabbits, and I know Catherine does, they are super duper fertilizers. So the other thing, I haven't seen a flower on it yet. It's called a moonflower cactus, and it's looking a lot better. But it apparently makes a really big white blossom at like midnight, and it'll close up around 8 o'clock in the morning. It'll be open, so you got to get up early and watch it bloom. And when I have one, I'll try to take a picture, but I haven't had it bloom yet. I need to look more into that. But that was kind of cool. Someone gave me that. And that's about it, y'all. Hey, Sarah. Well, if you missed the video, it'll start over, and it was kind of a garden tour of what we're going on here and what's going on and what we're up to, and just kind of reorganizing. We've done the gardens. We've organized them about 5 times now, I think, rearranging things, trying to figure out what would work and what wouldn't work, and I think we have it down to what grows where and what we need where, and we have a lot more space now. Just after moving things around. We've also upcycled and gathered a lot of materials over the past 4 years that we've gotten for free from people, and tried to work it into the gardens, but every time we did, we weren't quite sure where we're going to put everything. So I think we're done upcycling stuff, and everything is where it's going to be for years to come. So we're just going to finish off the pea gravel, the pathways, this little patio here, and try to build some Adirondack chairs or something. And that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little garden tour. And if you have questions about stuff, put them in the comments below. I'm still learning. This is my 4th year gardening. I'm still learning everything. There's stuff that dies here all the time that I'm just like, what happened? What did I do? Or with the iron sulfate over here, I had it in our fig trees, and so it patinaed on the top, and so we finished. I think I'm going to try maybe one more coat of patina on the bricks here before I get the rest of this pathway and stuff finished off. So that's it, y'all. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for visiting. Have a wonderful Sunday.